My name's Jed Faye McGregor and I'm the Volunteer Coordinator and the Operations Manager for Perth Homeless Support Group. My role is to keep organised the volunteers within our charity and to ensure the smooth running of our depot here at our headquarters.
These are made by the kids during school holidays for the homeless.
Jed and I got involved with Perth Homeless about 3.5 years ago. As you know, Jed will enlighten you on her story, but she was always homeless. She was homeless from about 9 to about 18. She was homeless, but she'll talk more on that. And we're just pretty much looking around Perth for a charity because we've always helped the homeless. And Perth Homeless Support Group, Ron and Michael, we pretty much had a coffee with them one day, and these two guys were amazing, had hearts of gold, and sort of drew us in. We started out as little old volunteers like we have out here in the depot, to now we are actually running the charity. It was handed over from Ron and Michael, and we actually absolutely love it. So yeah, every Sunday we help out around 150 to 200 homeless and bring back a personal touch. We have a chat, see how they've been for the week or whatnot, and catch up with them through the week if they need anything extra. Yeah, it's just a general community feeling back to these guys. Yeah, there's a lot. We on a personal level as well. Like a lot of these guys got my phone number, and I get a phone call at all times of the night, and to go in and help or whatever they need. And yeah, so I think if every human was a little bit more compassionate and had a heart to help these guys, not treat them as like a lot of these guys are just treated as vermin, I guess. A pretty harsh word, but they do get treated like that.
So we hold an outreach every Sunday at Wellington Square in East Perth. This is where our heart is. This is where we make the most difference. We help up to 170 people experiencing homelessness each Sunday morning. And how we do that is we have a number of 6 by 3 metre gazebos that we set up. And underneath those gazebos we have a number of tables lined up along the gazebos. During the morning from about 8 a.m. we have the homeless people lining up already waiting to access our service. While they're lining up, our volunteers are busy putting up those gazebos and tables and setting out all the items that they'll have access during the morning. So if you can imagine a market, going to a market and seeing all the gazebos and the tables, that's pretty much what we do, except everything that we hand out is free. So they can come along and they have access to non-perishable food items. That's at the beginning of the line. And as they make their way through the line, they then get fresh food, toiletries, clothing, and then they can have a hot tea and coffee, fresh juice, cup of noodles, cup of soup, whatever they feel like down that end of the outreach. And then we've got our wraparound services. So we have the footpath library that do library books, give out books. As you can imagine, it can get pretty boring when you're on the streets. So drift away in a book gets rid of everything else you have to worry about. We also have the One Boys shower truck, so they can do up to 20 showers. So pretty much our streeties have to get there pretty early to get in line and get their name on the list, because when you've got 170 homeless people and only 20 showers available, you've got to get in quick. Same with the laundry, so we've got Orange Sky Laundry as well that come down, and the streeties are able to do their laundry. So while our volunteers are behind the tables being of service to those experiencing homelessness, our team leaders are floating about making sure that they're okay, how their week's been, how they're progress during the week with the goals that they've set. Some of them might want to get their birth certificate because they've got no ID. So we'll check in and say, were you able to do that? Were you able to access that service? And is there anything else that we can help you with? So it's more about checking in with them. We're a community down there, and that's really what we love, and that's where our heart is.
So Perth Homeless Support Group headquarters is pretty much here. This is our depot in Munn Street in Bayswater. Every Wednesday we have a lot of up to, could be 20 volunteers come in, 30, whatever. They come out and sort out all our toiletries, our blankets and all sorts of stuff to get sorted out for our vans to get loaded on the weekend. We currently have a fleet of vans, which has been amazing with the generosity of the community and our little runaround hires we've had from day one. That was donated by Rua, which is another great asset to us. But yeah, the place here is like a safe haven because a lot of the volunteers are actually, some of those guys are ex-street people as well, that we've seen them go through on the other side of the table to come to this side of the table and actually give back, which is totally amazing. And yeah, it's really good to see. We've also got, well, obviously when we do have a span out the back and have a look, we got all the non-perishable stuff down the back which we purchase, like up and goes, juice boxes, but we'll go through that and have a look at that. A lot of donations down the one wall, water that was inundated the other day, another great generosity from the community. And without the community, without our volunteers, pretty much Perth Homeless doesn't exist. And another little, what do you call it? Edit this bit. Another little branch of our charity, which is something completely new that Jed, my amazing wife, has implemented, is our hampers, and she can talk about that because that's her little baby and it's really amazing like what we can do there. So I'll hand over to Jed and she can talk about that.
Hello. So what we notice doing what we do, as you're all aware, everything that we're not-for-profit charity, so everything that comes in here is donated by the amazing community organisation, other organisations and such like that. So what was happening was we were having an excess of items that we couldn't hand out to those experiencing homelessness for various reasons. Mightn't be ring pool, they mightn't have facilities to heat the items up. So we might have packets of pasta or pasta sauce. It's not something that you can hand to the homeless, but what could we do with it? So that we then, during COVID hit, a lot of places closed down, and we did notice that a lot of people then become at risk of homelessness and were really struggling for food. So the choice came down to paying their rent or purchasing food items. So more often than not, they would pay their rent, and which would leave them no money for food. So we implemented the hamper service, where we then utilised the items that we could not hand out to the homeless, so there was no waste. So we implemented a hamper service, and what we do now is we have a number of agencies that we've sent a referral form to, and when they have a client in need, they send us a referral form and we fulfill that need. So our hampers are pretty amazing. We make sure that there's meals in there, so they'll get a packet of pasta sauce, mince. We put whole meals together to make sure they get bread, milk, polony. If they've got children, we make sure there's school stuff in there. We do cleaning items, toiletry items, and we even do formula, nappies and baby food for single mothers or families that have newborn babies and are really finding it hard to cope at the moment. So we're really proud of that, and it's really taken off, and it's a need in the community that we're fulfilling at the moment. So that's another thing that we're really proud of, and something that we're doing as an add-on here at Perth Homeless Support Group. So.
All right, Bubbles. Just want to know how you got involved with this, and how you came about helping with the Perth Homeless Group.
Well, I used to live in St. Bart's. It was like classic accommodation, and I started like coming to that walkthrough, and then thought it'd be a good idea to like help. So while I still got the care package, I just started volunteering. It just gave me this sense of belonging, and then I downward spiraled into homelessness because of my drug use. And those people still supported me. You know, they brought me extra bits, and you know, they talked to me, and and they supported me when I went to rehab. Like one of the old ladies that volunteered here actually took me on for 3 weeks, so I got a place while I waiting for rehab. And then while I was in rehab, they continued sending me letters. They came like every weekend. There came somebody else and like brought food because I don't have anybody over here. Like I'm from Germany, and then after rehab, I obviously got back to volunteer here, and I still get the occasional food hamper. Nowadays, I don't volunteer the outreach with them. I volunteer with the shower truck.
Right.
And like I go a couple days a week. I go there to the depot and help with the preparation of it all. And
How long have you been clean? How long since the rehab?
I'm like 23 months and 1 day clean now.
Good. Well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Thank you.